Greetings. My name is Melina Kasor, and I am a senior here at UNCG studying public health education. With me is my partner, Hatu Nai. She's also a senior studying human development family studies. Today, we're going to talk about the Montagnard refugee older adults' experiences with the U.S. health and social systems in oral history. To kick it off, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to my partner whenever you're ready.
A background or history. Montagnard is an umbrella term coined by French colonizer to describe indigenous tribal group of Southeast Asian, predominantly from the central highlands of Vietnam and east borders of Cambodia. Due to their allyship with the United States military during the Vietnam War, many sought refuge and immigrated to the U.S. beginning in the 1980s. Despite 30 plus years in the U.S., older adults we recognize age 50 plus remain a vulnerable group with distinct needs and that are unaddressed by U.S. health and social service system.
To do this, we had two specific aims. Our first was to encourage elders to tell the stories of their life during their daily lives in Vietnam. And you would think that a lot of older adults like to talk about things like this. But we found that with trauma and their lived experiences, this was very difficult to have a conversation with. So our second aim was to recount experiences with the US health system and the social systems and their overall experiences in the United States. We had four types of questions: grand tour questions about basically the demographics and things of that nature, historical context questions, which is more so about their life in Vietnam, and then our needs assessment related questions, which is about the comparison of Vietnam and at the United States, and then follow-up questions. And these were designed to probe more into the details and specific of their human lived experience.
Methods. Through a partnership with the Montagnard Dega Association, we obtained the context of adults aged 50 plus with a working cell phone. Our research team also attended large community leadership meetings to pitch projects and recruit participants. Our sample consisted of 5 women and 5 men who voluntarily agreed to participate in oral history interviews. We used the following strategies to promote safety and adhere to social distancing protocol during COVID-19, such as video recording, telephone and Zoom calls. The interviews were transcribed and translated for thematic analysis.
With these findings, we structured them into two categories: pre-immigration and post-immigration. And these categories included 5 themes: health needs, social needs, resilience, challenges, and trauma. We also note that because we were taking only an audio format through telephone and Zoom calls, we weren't able to depict nonverbal communications that our participants may have had to offer. One of the few things that we want to talk about is the overall theme that we have found in our older generation, and that's their will to survive and their family values. We found that pre-immigration, both resilience and challenges, that despite leaving behind home and having no job due to Vietnamese government and lack of education, they found comfort within their family and just wanting better for their future, as well as to carry on this indigenous Montagnard culture and customs. Post-immigration, we found a very similar avenue in that as well. A lot of older adults want to speak with the younger adults, but because of language barriers and a loss of culture and identities and complications of that nature, it was hard to navigate this. And my grandfather, who's 109, thankfully, he made sure to speak only in our language when I was younger. And because of that, I'm able to communicate with a lot of our older adults and share these experiences that they may have to offer. And we also found that there has been a lot of health disparities in terms of food insecurity and finding equal access to healthcare and insurance and navigating the health systems overall. Compared to pre-immigration, there really wasn't a health system for them to navigate. And medicine was costly, and a lot of them relied on herbal and medicine and figuring out how things were working in a natural sense. So a lot of traditional medicine and things of that nature. And based on deaths and Vietnamese government and all of their trauma that they live, they tend to still be resilient and they're very thankful. So in conclusion, Montagnard's cultural values and lived experience demonstrate a range of perceived and actual needs. Despite socioeconomic disadvantages, The older adults suffered like food insecurity, lack of access to language, formal education, health and social resources, loss of family and traditional values, and just overall identity. We found that the older adults revealed through their oral history that they're more likely to express content with their current conditions of political, health, and social systems in the United States compared to their life before immigration. And I feel like this all always ties back down to the premise of what it means to be a Montagnard. And as I am speaking as a Montagnard, is our gratitude to be alive and being thankful and living one with the earth. So just a few acknowledgements and support and thanks to URSCO, the HES Foundation, MDA and MAO, the Charlotte and W. Dabney White Scholarship, and the School of Health and Human Sciences for supporting us in this journey of having the conversation with our older adults. Thank you and have a great one.